What's the energy for this week? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me, Mystic Miya, here for a weekly energy reading. We're going to look at love, career, and money, and then the collective and Lightworker energy in the second half. So let's get started with love. What is the love energy for the lovely folks that are watching this reading? It is for everyone that views this reading. The love energies. All right, so I do feel like there's clarity coming in terms of love for you this week. And it's coming through a person. Yeah, it's manifesting through a person. They're coming to you, I'm getting. Okay, what is this energy about? The devil in reverse. Interesting. And the Lover's card. Okay, wow. First off, if this is someone who has done you wrong or done wrong by you, they're coming to apologize first because they want a chance at love or a chance at a connection or relationship with you. If not, this is just someone coming in to take their shot, shoot their shot. So that's going to be really exciting because I do see the devil as kind of just like a physical energy card instead of anything negative. And for others of you who are single, there might be someone who piques your interest and might be reaching out to you. This could be someone you just randomly bump into, someone that you meet online, or someone that you haven't talked to for a long time. But for most people, I feel like if it's someone coming back, it's someone that you had a thing with. You know, you were talking to this person, you were interested, they were interested, and then they just ghosted you. Or you two kind of dated and kind of things just kind of fizzled out for a bit. Or this is someone you had a relationship with and, you know, they want to see what you're up to, see if they can, if there's another chance at this, making this work. If you're in a relationship, this is someone who might be coming back to say, sorry, and come with like a practical solution or practical like way to move forward with you while expressing like their love through their action, through their words. Okay, interesting. Stop. Yeah, I feel like it like stops you in your tracks. I feel like it's kind of like a random energy just pops up and you're kind of like I don't know if they ghosted you or if you asked for space. It's going to be different for different people, but it feels like, you know, there's a little bit of just giving it, like there was space here. So there was a little bit of time before this person came in. The boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So I do feel like they're like, okay, I need to step up if I want to, you know, give this a chance, if I want something to work. Dark woman, dealings with a relationship with a woman with dark. I do feel like I'm getting it like dark feminine energy. So I definitely feel like they weren't, whoever this is, a man or a woman, they were kind of in a dark feminine energy where they feel like, why should I have to nurture other people? Why should I have to take care of other people? Everyone should have to take care of themselves and their children, maybe even their own family. But why do we have to take care of our partners kind of thing? Which is like a messed up way of thinking. So they were kind of in a dark place and when it comes to nurturing. It probably has to do something with them not receiving nurturance from past relationships, maybe going all the way back to their parenthood, to the childhood with their parents. But yeah, something like that just came up for them. All right, so let's look into career. The career energy for you guys this week. Okay, so you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, so I'm getting that like there's so much energy and effort that you've been putting into whatever you're doing for work. And it's like you're never getting the full manifestation of it. And it just feels like, is this all that there is? Is this all that's going to happen? No matter how much work I put in, how many changes I make, or, you know, how much I try to go above and beyond, is this all I'm going to get? Yeah, and kind of like you're kind of like waiting. So you're not making any drastic changes right now, but you're in a very observant mode in terms of work, like kind of seeing like what's going to transpire, trying to be like trying to keep your ear to the ground, hear if there's any changes going on in the company, or if there's any changes in the business trends or something. Like you're really keeping your ear to the ground for now. Okay. Five of Swords, and this card kind of wanted to come out, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's kind of giving you a huge headache because kind of just like I'd rather just know rather than just having to play the waiting game. I feel like there's like 3 cards here denoting some sort of waiting game, and I feel like you're just waiting for like the other shoe to drop. So I feel like you're just waiting for more information, and you feel like you're going to get more information soon, but it feels like it's not going to be good news or news that you might particularly want to hear. So you're just kind of like annoyed waiting for it. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting like you're gonna hear about some like layoffs or firings if you work at work in a bigger company or business. If not, I do see a lot of support here. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of resonant people coming in and showing love and support in whatever your endeavor is. I feel like it's gonna bring people together, at least a little bit. So at work, if there's a lot of like not cool things happening, not cool changes, and people like layoffs and firings or unfair treatment or things like that, like I think it's going to bring people together. If you work for yourself or if you work in a smaller business, it feels like there's going to be a lot of love and support shown to you and your work or this business or whatever in this meantime. This almost rolled off the desk. My discord among family or friends. Okay. So because this card was like rolling away, I feel like if you had issues with other coworkers, or like you're feeling some like disconnect with your audience or with your clientele or with your customers or with your like maybe like the neighborhood didn't like your business being there or something like that, you're going to see that go away and you're going to see more support. Older man, I'm getting old way of thinking came out reverse. So for some of you who are kind of in your more shadow aspect, you might see the opposite. You might see people kind of wanting to push you out or wanting to kind of, not agreeing. Like, for example, if you're the boss making these difficult choices, they might rise against you. But if you're in your light energies, if you're in your authentic, true energies, and this is a spectrum, so you could be a little bit in the shadow, a little bit in the light, like it depends on where you are in your journey. But if you're more, or where you are in this climate right now, if you're more in your light energies, you're going to see more support. You're going to see more people rallying for you and for your vision. All right, so older man. Okay, so yeah, because old way of thinking. I'm getting old masculine energy. So like, I feel like people are, this is kind of like the strife with the old systems, the old way of doing things. So that's kind of like the energy around career right now. It has to do with like old way of doing things in the physical, like physical things like structure, schedules, layouts of the office, cubicles, or how promotions were handed out, the raises, money, how things are structured, the play, like those kinds of more physical masculine energies. Okay, so let's go into money. What is the money energies for you this week, beautiful soul? Okay, 7 of Wands, and I fell on this 4 of Cups. So I feel like a lot is hinging on what happens with this work situation, about this like waiting energy. I feel like it's put a lot of other things for you on hold because like a lot will depend on like, what your new income is going to be, or how it affects your finances, how it affects like how many vacations you'll take, or should you take the vacation now or wait, or should you go in for that surgery right now, or should you hold off on improving that part of the home or buying that new appliance. It's like a lot is hinging on this kind of situation with career. Okay, so 7 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. I do feel like you already feel kind of down and out in terms of your money situation or your abundance situation. It just feels like you're kind of used to being at this like low energy, and when it comes to money, like you've been in it, you're not expecting it to change, but you are expecting some news to come through that might affect your money when it comes to work. So you're kind of like just holding on, like what is going on? What do I have to wait for? 3 of Wands, and I hit the Space card. It feels like you've been kind of, I'm hearing, thrown into outer space. Like kind of like you've been in the void energy for so long, like with no hints, a clue about where this is going. You might have gotten a lot of signs. The 3 of Wands for me is like a lot of signs from your higher guidance, from the universe. You might have seen a lot of signs and synchronicities for a lot of abundance coming in, and you're like, where? Looking in your wallet, like where? Looking in your bank account, like where is this? Going online, like where, universe? Where is this money abundance coming from? You've been telling me for so long now, or something like that. Let's see. Getting a lot of signs, synchronicities that something is guaranteed to come your way. You absolutely feel it, that there's some positive change, even though you don't feel great about it coming through your current circumstances. You do feel there's enough signs, synchronicities in terms of positive abundance coming your way that you feel confident that it's going to. You're just not sure how it's going to appear. In fact, most of you are going to be like, oh, it's probably not going to be through my work. In fact, it might be like a blessing in disguise when it comes to work. Like something's going to be lost in terms of work, for the new to come in. It might be kind of like a tough situation that turns into clearing the old for the new to come in. So most of you are kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. If you're in your highest of high authentic energies, I definitely feel like you're going to see this like boost of like support coming in. Your light is shining. You're going to see people be attracted to your work and your energy way more now than ever before. And so Strength card is just kind of like holding on. All right, so let's see how this might look. Okay, success and pain. Like I feel like a lot of you feel this kind of like definite success energy coming in to your life right now. And rest. And you just kind of have to let it come in, when it's supposed to. And I feel like a lot of you are kind of a little bit anxious, but kind of tired also. So you're like less anxious, not because like your mind has changed and your circumstances have changed. Your mind hasn't changed about how it might not look positive at first, but you're just so tired to care as much as you did initially when this energy came in. Might have been a couple of months ago, the time was reading, but like might have been like December, November, end of last year. But after the last few months, you might have been feeling this kind of exhaustion where you still have the same feeling and thoughts, but you just care less because you've just been in that energy for such a long time. Okay. Owl, good advice from a wise person. So I do feel like you get more of a practical guidance from the universe. So I do feel like your guides channel a message through a person for you in regards to money. And casket, someone going out of your life, the end of a situation. Yeah, see, you knew it. That something is leaving your life in order for this energy to come in. And for some of you who have done a lot of clearing already, this is like the end of it. And so you're like, yes, finally, get rid of that. I'll hold the trash bag open for you. Put it in. Let's go. Let's get this moving. And for others of you who are more in your shadow, or people you might see witness around you and more in the shadow, might have a more tougher time letting this go in order for the new, better, abundant success come in. For some people, it's going to be pain. For some people, it's like, rip off the Band-Aid, let's go, I'm ready. Depending on where you are in your journey. All right, so for the general collective energies, we have Mars in retrograde going into Cancer on the 6th. We have Mercury going into Capricorn on the 8th. And the big event of this month is on the 11th. We have the North Node going into Pisces, meaning the South Node is going into Virgo. All right, so the Mars retrograde in Cancer, going into Cancer, is this kind of energy of letting whatever you're not happy with come out, bubble up, and release it. It's going to be emotional, kind of talking about like realizing what's actually important to you and how much of it you don't have in your life. That's going to be what most people are going to be dealing with. It's kind of like a really good shadow energy for not just you, but for the collective. You can see it in your family, in your coworkers. You can see it in your neighborhood. And I gave the warning in my monthly that, like, don't worry, this is a temporary energy. It's not going to last long, but you might see some fighting energy out there. So, you might want to lay low, but you might see it in yourself too. But depending on where you are in your shadow and your light, this could just be reprioritizing what you want in your life, using more of your emotions, being emotionally guided to reprioritizing your life, which a lot of folks are going to be doing. Even high energy folks, light workers who are in 5D mindset are already stepping into 5D. They're thinking of new goals, new 5D goals, and it's kind of hard letting go of things that matter to you a lot, even up until now. And it's like, okay, well, I have to reprioritize. You can see it on an individual scale, on a collective scale. Queen of Cups, a lot of people going within to work on that emotion. And you're going to see a lot of people in the collective throwing tantrums probably. But it's going to be a useful way to use anger, because they're going to see that not a lot of people are going to be responding to their tantrums. And then, after so many times of kicking and screaming and no one listening, they're going to have to go within and realize, like, hey, no one's giving me attention. Maybe, I should change something here. But for most people, it's just kind of, reprioritizing what's important to them, and kind of balancing, like, a way that you can live a more balanced, healthy, emotional life. So for like highly spiritual folks, or people who are more authentic and living from their truth, this is the energy of just like reprioritizing your life, figuring out what matters to you now that might have changed in just like the last few months up till now, because of Pluto going into Aquarius. Like, you might have a lot of shifts in what was important to you just from the last year or two. All right, so then for the collective, who are more, or just people who are more in their shadow, train whistle, you're gonna see a public affair. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of chaos happening on the in the public sphere around this time, but in an unhealthy way, because this is working in the shadow, right? The shadow aspect of Mars going within. You're gonna see a lot of people who are not in their light, not in their truth, make a lot of changes to want to be more emotionally stable. All right. And so let's go into Mercury going to Capricorn. And so this is the energy that's short, because Mercury changes signs. It's actually changing into Aquarius at the end of the month. And so this Mercury into Capricorn with Pluto just leaving Capricorn is going to be you talking yourself out of all the old ways of being. So you're going to see a lot of people, not just yourself, but people around you, family and friends, but even people you look up to, influencers, figureheads, public figures, say some things on videos or on their social media accounts or something like that, or make announcements. You're gonna hear some Eight of Wands, hear some things that might be surprising to hear. I feel like, can you give me something new? And I feel like you're kind of in the same energy. You're kind of speaking the same way that you used to. You're thinking the same ways. You're kind of using the tools at your disposal in the same ways, like technology or your communications tools, your social media. And this is where we see some change. In the next few weeks, I'm going to see a lot of people use technology differently. And we see that there's something happening with TikTok and, with the changeover of the presidency. Like, you're going to see that people are going to be using tools like social media differently. Because on an individual scale, you're going to be looking at yourself and like, wait, why am I thinking this way, speaking this way, using the tools at my disposal in this way? Maybe I should change it up. You're going to think of new, creative, unique, authentic ways of expressing yourself, expressing your ideas, and using what you got, your voice, your technology, your creativity. You're going to be able to use it differently. All right, and lastly, the North Node going into Pisces, which means the South Node is going into Virgo. This is the shift into the collective wanting to be more spiritual. The Hermit, you're going to see a lot of people kind of go in. Even if you are a very highly spiritual person and this is your green light for your soul mission, you still might want to go in a little bit while this change happens, because this is going to be a massive change in the collective energy. The North Node going into Pisces is the collective saying, we're ready to evolve our consciousness. We're ready to become more spiritual. The South Node in Virgo is saying that, we don't have to figure out all the details yet, as long as we're all on board and we're all moving up. And for highly spiritual folks, this is going to be energy where you're going to have a tiny bit of downtime before it's go, go, go time. This is your time to shine. Your light is shining. We talked about just a month ago how you got a peek into what it's going to be like with your light completely unveiled, because it was kind of hidden for a while from the rest of the collective, so you can finish doing your inner work. And for a lot of light workers, your energy is being unveiled and it's your time to shine. You're going to see such big positive changes in your work situations. You're going to be moving forward very quickly. Yes, that's my yes card. So yes, and it's going to happen in a very balanced way. For those in their shadow, this is their time to kind of go in, if whether they're just entering a dark night of the soul or in it or leaving it. There's a lot of people in their shadow who are ready to go kind of in their inward journey. And how this will affect you personally, beautiful soul, on an individual level, those who specifically watch this reading. Ideation. I feel like in the beginning of the week, you're definitely going to have some idea pop up. Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will in reverse. So I do feel like there's something that you're trying to make yourself do that you don't have to do anymore. This is an old 3D goal that you're trying to bring into the 5D, and you're realizing, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do it in that way, or I don't have to even do that goal. That's just something my 3D self wanted. You're trying to express your 5D self in a 3D way, and you're realizing you don't have to do that anymore, or you don't have to do it in that way anymore. So there's a huge epiphany that happens for you at the beginning of the week. And with this Mercury and Capricorn energy in the middle of the week, frustration. I feel like you're going to be feeling a lot of frustration from other people. I feel like you took the time to kind of really figure out your true authentic voice, and you're going to see a lot of frustration from people who haven't yet. So you're going to see that in your environment a lot. Cain, pay attention to your health. I feel like you're not supposed to care about that. Like, forget what other people are going through at this time. This whole week, you might just want to lay low, You just might want to lay low, especially if you're a high frequency being. Because, you're just going to see some ugly stuff out there. It's not for you. You've done your work. Your job is just to keep your vibes high. Yeah. And lastly, this North Node going into Pisces, which is a huge energy for light workers. This is you getting the green light from the universe for your ultimate life purpose, your passion project, your soul mission. Faith. Your faith is paying off. All that hard work you've done on your spiritual journey, on your inward journey, your healing journey, and having faith in the higher power, it's gonna pay off, and it starts now. Appropriately on 111, not unsuccessful plans, and it came out like this. So I definitely feel like whatever, I feel like something that like felt like it wasn't working, and you kept trying to like, I'm getting this like whole like this huge thing of like rope, like for a ship or something, and you're like you're taking so long to unknot it, but it's taking so long, and you've been trying to work through it forever, and you're like, is this ever gonna like work? Am I ever gonna be able to use this rope? You had faith, and you kept pulling at all the knots, pulling at all the little bits of healing and fear and past life work and karmic work, bloodline karma, all this kind of work you've been kind of doing, figuring out who you are and in this life, your purpose, and figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, following your heart, like all these little things that where you keep untying these knots on this huge rope is finally you're at the end of it. It's finally all becoming unraveled, and so you're gonna see things start unraveling for you, and you knowing that your inward journey, your personal journey is put you on this path. Not everyone is on this path in this lifetime. In this moment in time, not everyone is on this path. You are. You're the leader. You're the spiritual leader here. And it's paid off, all that hard work. All right, so please leave a like or comment if you resonated with this reading, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Much love and light.